just to make some anti-Islamic Christians happy. We know that America has been sponsoring Zionist terrorism in Palestine and the genocide of Muslims. We are ready. We are also ready to pay the price the Palestinians are paying if America should decide to come to Nigeria to dismantle Sharia. 5, we are calling on President Bola Tinubu to treat carefully. He should remember that he rose to power on the goodwill of Sharia-loving Muslim population of this country. 6, we also call on Muslim representatives in the Senate and the House of Representatives never to allow themselves to be used for the achievement of crooked objectives detrimental to the interests of those they represent. 7, we call on our governors and members of the respective houses of assemblies not to relent or give in on this matter. They must stand firm and ensure our freedoms in a sovereign Nigeria. We are also using this medium to appeal to our northern governors, especially the Sharia compliance states, to intensify efforts in protecting, safeguarding, and promoting the Sharia legal system in their respective states. 8, it is time for our traditional rulers to stand up and talk. The labor of our leaders past shall never be in vain. 9, our ulama and imams must stand up and talk. Imams must convey our message of resistance on all pulpits. Sharia implementation is our religious right, which we are entitled to. We will never accept intervention on how to practice our religion from any quarter. 10, finally, we call on all Muslims in Nigeria to be ready to defend our religion and the Sharia system, whatever it takes. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Echo FM.
Echo FM 100.7, the fresh news people.
Good morning and welcome to the weekend edition of the People's Program. It is Straight Talk Live on Echo FM 100.7. All right, welcome aboard, people. It is the main event on radio. Well, you had the man, you had the communique in a press statement released by over 40 Muslim right groups. And of course, they call themselves the Zamfara State Muslim League and allied groups. It was issued on around December 10th and 12th. December 10th and 12th of this 2025, just a few days ago. Well, I was going through what they said, and I decided to bring it up for us today. And let's talk about issues surrounding this whole madness that is going on. From there to insecurity, to the Amajiri system, and all that. And it's becoming very, very, very confusing, and to an extent very annoying to see that our religious beliefs is becoming a problem to Nigeria. Yes. The U.S. president said he will come to attack terrorists killing Christians. And now every Muslim group, one way or the other, is trying to make this about Islam. So it is becoming an issue. So today, I have been digging and trying to find out where this whole thing is going. Today, I have some very shocking report we are going to bring today. I advise listener discretion to what we're going to discuss today. If the little children are here, please just give them. This is not a child's conversation. I must also warn that some people may get angry in the course of this conversation, but it is not to annoy everybody. It's enlightenment, information, and empowerment. We need to know exactly what's going on, and we need to talk about it. Some people get angry when they do wrong things, and you talk about it. They feel that they have the right to say and do whatever they want to do, and once you talk about it, they make it a matter of religion, and then this is what their religion says. And at the end of the day, nobody talks about what mankind said. Nobody talks about what common sense tells us. Well, nobody talk about what Nigerian law says. It's what religion says that has become the order of the day in Nigeria. And that has become a very big issue in this country, where policies are now considered based on religious affiliation. And this is one of the biggest challenges Nigeria has, where leaders will now be considered based on religious affiliation. Appointments are considered based on religious affiliation. Whoever is in power will bring whoever he wants because of religious affiliation or family ties. This is the spirit of I Mama, according to my wonderful Princess G. Glad. I tell you. That's why, I mean, there are a lot of things coming up, and I don't want to go into the spirit of all this, but definitely today, I want to talk about this fully with my full chest to say that we are going to be discussing Islamization or Islamophobia. Yes. Is it an Islamization agenda or it is Islamophobia? Are people just afraid of Islam? Why? That's the question. So we also link it to the rising insecurity and Christian genocide in Nigeria. That is exactly what we are going to be discussing today on the show. So I expect all right-thinking people to just calm down. If this is not about support or not support, this is about finding out, wait, we need to know exactly what's going on. There are some, I'm going to play you some audio, and you will listen to rhetorics coming from people in the name of religion. And you begin to wonder, how on earth is this a message from God? If you claim to worship God, then how is this kind of message coming from the same God we know? Or do we have a different God from Islam? So I'm going to play those audios for you later on the show. I just want you to listen to the kind of message that is being sent out, and this is now causing a lot of people to join extremism, killing people, destroying people, abducting people, taking people's wives, lands, properties. It is so crazy, but the fact remains that we cannot keep quiet perpetually while this is going on. So with the League of the Muslim League and allied groups in Zamfara State issuing this communique, which states a strong rejection of U.S. pressure. Of course, the U.S. has been pressuring Nigeria to stop Sharia law in Nigeria because Nigeria is a secular state. It's not a religious state. They claim that Sharia is only applied to Muslims. But we have seen so many cases where non-Muslims are treated like criminals in the Sharia court. Imagine I told you a story about somewhere in Abuja where somebody locked up his shop for somebody who refused to pay his rent. I asked the person to leave. The person took the guy to Sharia court, and Sharia court came and confiscated his shop and handed it over. Now, that is a story that is happening in Abuja, the FCT of Nigeria. But we can't keep quiet because we are scared of saying this and offending people. Hell no, that's not going to happen. We will talk about it. So I want everybody to, both the Christians, Muslim, traditionally atheists, whatever you believe in, join the conversation. Are we worshiping the same God or a different God entirely? Because what I see and what I hear, it's becoming very, very worrisome to the ears. And of course, the heart cannot take all these things and keep quiet. The world generally, this is not about Nigeria. This is globally. This is globally. Now, Islamization, it's one thing that has been on the lips of a lot of people, not just in Nigeria, everywhere. Australia is fighting that. UK, Now, are you aware that in the United Kingdom, Muslim groups are now protesting after relocating from wherever they come from, settling down, giving immigration status, they're now demanding that for the English flag, they should remove the red cross on the white English flag and leave it and write England on the white flag. It's acceptable to them. That is how this craziness has gone to that. Even national identities now are being challenged on the altar of religion. In the United States now, they say that they will take over the United States and repeal the Constitution. The only Constitution that will be guaranteed, which is the only Constitution that will affect everybody, is the Quran. I mean, this is not like one, two. It's just everywhere. I mean, it's beginning to become a problem. So that is the Islamization angle. Then the Islamophobia angle. Are we just afraid of Islam as a religion based on some unscrupulous elements who are not real Muslims, but who are just blood-sucking demons who are sent by satanic forces to kill and destroy people in the name of Islam? And now people are now afraid of the beautiful religion of Islam. Now, that is what we are going to be looking at as Islamophobia. So are people just afraid of Islam, or is Islamization an agenda that Islam globally is trying to make the whole world an Islamic caliphate or whatever they want to call it? So that has become a very big conversation. Back home here in Nigeria, it has become that we are seeing letters written, voices sent in different corners that, yes, they started the jihad and they stopped it, the British stopped it for them to move forward. Now they want to continue by taking over the territory of Nigeria. And that is why this whole madness. Now, according to some of these social media posts and all that, I don't want to take those things, I take it with a pinch of salt, definitely, but it's also worth mentioning, because there's no smoke without fire, that if they start with creating fear, and making sure that people are now scared, they now put everybody everywhere, and by the end of the day, they now go for the full-time jihad. Are we witnessing that right now? Now, from the events of what is going on around the country, is that what is actually happening? So, but we need to call our consciousness to this. Now, this is not a call for anybody to begin to do something crazy or begin to hate anybody who is an Islam. No, if you do that, that is completely wrong. But the point is that we need to also look at the happenings around us and then take a look at this. Is this Islamization agenda in play, or is it just an Islamophobia in play? Now, that is exactly what we're going to be discussing today on the show. So everybody, be free to add your voice to the conversation. We are not here to criticize religion or not. We're looking at what is on ground. I am not, if anybody wants to get angry of the fact that we are talking about Islam in the light of this, well, you are free to do so. That's your own headache. But what we are discussing here is now we want to look critically at what is on ground. Then we'll link all these things. Now, the statement from this Zamfara, 40 Islamic organizations under the Zamfara State Muslim League that stipulates and begin to promote all this. What are the implications of statements like this from religious leaders such as this Zamfara League of 40 Islamic organizations? Those implications, will give you some of them. I'll bring some of these analysis to you on the show. So it's a loaded package. Today, I'll take just a few headlines so that we can have enough time to deal with this matter. Welcome aboard to the People's Program. It is Straight Talk live on Echo FM. No bending corners. My name is Barry Cosmos, the Radio Marshal. All right, let's start up with our newspaper review this morning, starting with the Punch newspaper. Excuse me. Massive stories on the Punch newspaper. All right. So we have this front burner story here. Insecurity. FG approves 94,000 new enlistment. And the Nigerian police is about to get about 50 new constables to be recruited. So for those of you who want to join Nigerian police, it's time for you to go apply. 50,000 Nigerian police constables to be recruited. Now, this is a very simple thing. As it has started now, insecurity, we're trying to curb insecurity. Now, you will now go to the north and bring people who have been, according to them, reformed or reoriented after being terrorists or bandits or whatever, and then put them in the Nigerian police. Why the number will keep growing? Now, if we continue to do this part, we're not going anywhere. We're just adding fuel to this already blazing fire. That will become an inferno very, very soon. So we need to recruit right-thinking people, educated people. While I was going through this story, I saw the criteria for the recruitment, which was kind of a light name, because they say the general duty cadre applicants are required to possess at least GCE, ordinary level, or SSCE, or NECO, or equivalent qualification with at least 5 credits, including English, language, and mathematics, in not more than 2 sittings. This will not be like now university they enter, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. This is the minimum requirement. For those of them that are not seen inside the classroom, you don't have any business being in police, because you need to check papers, you need to read papers, you need to analyze people, you need psychological training, you need all those things. Where are you going to get it if you have not been to school? So that automatically rules out some of these bandits and craziness in the street. But when you come by and say they have been rehabilitated, put into the Nigerian army, how will some people operate and work with their brain? Their brain has not been trained. The only training they have is radicalism. And at the end of the day, you put them to the police, and we are creating more problem. That's exactly what it is. But fortunately for us this time, they say the applicants for specialist cadre must possess a minimum of 4 credits, including English and mathematics, also in not more than 2 sittings, and must have at least 3 years of experience and relevant trade test certification. Now, the graduates who go apply for this thing go excess. So at the end of the day, even the O-level and all this, they talk, they go, well, you go see multiple graduates. In fact, master degree holders go apply for constable. No work. So I beg. That brings the question, how many security personnel do we have in Nigeria? Do we have to 1 million, 2 million, or 3 million, at least, to police and take care of the integrity of Nigeria? Over 230 million as it stands now. I was watching a live yesterday, just a live match between some nationalities here in Nigeria and abroad and all that, especially South Africans. And there's something one guy said that really pissed me off. He said Nigerians don't have data. We are from a place that doesn't make any sense, our data. We don't even know how many people we have. The last time we conducted census was 20 years ago. And we still keep talking about 230, 200. How did we come about that data? And I begin to ask myself, now, this is the general perception of Nigeria outside the shores of this. They say we claim to have education, but there's nothing like a school. One U.S. guy was saying, we don't have any school in Nigeria. All we have is, excuse me for this foul language, that's his own language, not mine. He says it's a shithole. That's what we call university. There's nothing like university in Nigeria. What we have is shithole. Can you imagine? Now, this is a perception that people have against Nigeria. And we keep fueling this news to them to keep seeing us this way. That's why they treat us as if we are nothing. The whole giant of Africa. Can you imagine that? But that's it. That's exactly what it is, people. All right. INEC records 85,739 new voter registration in Ogun State. And CBN sets 1-month deadline for dual POS connectivity. NIS announces temporary disruptions of passport platforms. And Sokoto to spend 8.4 billion naira on central market reconstruction. Escravos Lagos gas pipeline explodes in Delta State and NPC Limited. All right, and on this one, I also want to bring you the Senate firestorm. Oshomole and Dume lock horns on Omokri's nomination. I don't want to talk about that. The Senate is playing Gary with us. All right, on a rather sad note, we also want to announce this morning the sudden death of the deputy governor of Bayelsa State. That was a very serious blow. He slumped in his office and he died. But the Southside Governors Forum and the People's Democratic Party on Thursday mourned the passing of the deputy governor of Bayelsa State, Senator Lawrence Kurujakpo. Kurujakpo reportedly slumped around 1:30 p.m. in his office at the government house, Yenagoa, and was rushed to the intensive care unit of the Federal Medical Center, Yenagoa, where he was later pronounced dead. Earlier, his media aide, Dobara Atasi, confirmed to The Punch that the deputy governor had collapsed and had been taken to a hospital outside the state, adding that he is in a critical condition. But right now, he is gone from this world. May the soul of Kurujakpo and the souls of all the faithful departed to the mercy of God rest in peace. Well, that's to show that one day we live today and tomorrow we die. So what is the meaning of life? People way fee saying I didn't get life. They keep people up and down. One day, as big as you are, you just sit in your office. Wunderbar. God be with you till we meet again. And they go sing for you. Fubara pushing rivers towards fresh crisis, says Speaker. Well, I don't want to go into all that, but Fubara made a very nasty statement and he's throwing a jibe at Wuke. They're asking why he has not met with the Rivers State House of Assembly. He said because the FCT minister has not ordered that meeting. What a jibe. What a complete jibe towards that particular one. All right. On the Vanguard newspaper, this is a rather very disturbing story. U.S. seizes Nigerian-owned supertanker over alleged crude theft. This thing was heading towards Venezuela. And they said they are seizing it because, one, it's crude theft, and two, they use it to convey drugs back and forth Nigeria. You know the funniest thing, Nigerian governments say they don't even know this is not part A in their shipment radar. So, and it's owned by Nigeria. Oh, me tabo. Where the United States Coast Guard, in collaboration with the U.S. Navy, has intercepted a Nigerian-owned supertanker Skipper, an allegation of crude oil theft, piracy, and the transactional crimes. The vessel, a 20-year-old very large crude carrier, VLCCC, with Imo States IMO number 9304667, is reportedly owned and managed by Nigerian-based Tomarose Global Ventures Limited. Through its registered owner is listed as Triton Navigation Corps, headquarters in the Marshall Islands. That is where the thing. Authorities say the tanker was allegedly flying the Guyanese flag at the time of its arrest. Can you imagine? Nigeria owned, but they fly another flag. Hi, Jesus Christ. Well, in a swift rebuttal, Guyana Maritime Administration Department, MARAD, confirmed that the skipper is not on its national ship registry and was using the country's flag without authorization. That is another crime. Well, according to U.S. security sources, the seizure was carried out under American law enforcement authority, with President Donald Trump announcing the operation. So it even used the intelligence announced it by Donald Trump himself, the President of the United States of America. Oh, me tabo. We don't enter Wahala. Now that the satellite is on Nigeria, now you don't see them. The problem is, make U.S. look at it, I put for your body, oh, body go tell you. Well, beyond suspicion of stolen crude, the vessel is also being investigated for allegedly transporting a large consignment of hard drugs and operating within a network backed by suspected Iranian and other Islamist-linked money laundering financiers. Now, that's what I wanted to read. This is the problem. This is how weapons and goods will come in and go out into Nigeria. Nigerian government no go sabi. The head of our maritime district is embroidered in a primary in Ogun State. They play politics. This one they happen. Oh my God. Oh my word. I don't know what you think, but I love my country. I don't know about you. Well, a check with the Corporate Affairs Commission, CAC Abuja, showed that Tomaros is inactive. It's inactive. What is they inactive? By Corporate Affairs of Nigeria, they catch them for hot sea, flying another country's flag. Further checks by Vanguard shows that Tomaros' corporate address is listed as 111 Jakpa Road, Efurun, Warri, Delta State, with CAC registration number 1007876. However, there are no phone numbers linked to the company. So how did they register it in the computer? All this kind of thing, then they scatter my brain if I think about it. How did they get the number? Mean this thing? No phone number. No, the owner is not seen there. How did they register this thing? And it's registered as a Nigerian-owned. 20 years of operation. 20. Well, it shows weakness in our post-state control regime. Of course, reacting to the seizure, the president of the Center for Maritime Surveyors, Nigeria engineer Akin Olamiyan, said that if the vessel indeed departed from Nigeria before being intercepted, it would indicate weaknesses in the Nigerian port state. So where did he move from? Carrying Nigerian crude. Yes, did they pay Tantita? How much billions and billions of money weight Tantita company they carry in the name of protecting oil vessels and this thing? Nigerian Navy, instead of they go find these things, surveillance, they find yachts where they go use a cruise, big men. Anyway, let's move on from that. And of course, we also, our church attack, we saw hell. Over 40 of my members died, priest tells court. All right, that is part of the Islamization we are talking about, and the Islamophobia we will be discussing later on in the show. Eat and go. Nigeria's expand footprint, opens new Chevron outlets, and we move on now to the Daily Post newspaper. This one concerns everybody. Seen, that is tax identification number. Nigerians must have tax ID for operating bank accounts. Now, waiting the federal government, they talk now, when I don't bring NIN, kidnappers see they call for ransom, when I never catch them. No tax. So all Nigerian government is always interested is how to make sure they get money from individuals. There's nothing wrong with the tax at all. Use the tax well, not be the problem. But the federal government has said that every taxable Nigerian must have a tax identification number, taxpayers payer identification number to operate bank accounts in the country as a new tax reform begin on January 1st. Oh, God. New Year Day for Nigeria. It go hot, para. Everything, January 1st. Hey, January 1st. This 2026, now how many weeks? 3 weeks away. Everything, January 1st. They go wait till January 1st. Tax, fuel tax, January 1st. Which one again? Stop of beverage and small kai, all of us drink. The sachet, Alamo, and Action Bitters, and Odogo Bitters. What will be the other one again? They said that one go bye-bye. The bagbori where they do for up, where they cast iron and this thing, where they carry for pocket. If they don't do and they ginger themselves, drink and make their body feel good, continue the work, that kind of hard work. They said, no, hey, Kaba, you cannot do it January 1st. So everything is now moved to January 1st. Happy New Year to everybody. Now, what did they tell us with that? Anyway, on that note, I'll open up the phone lines now for you to add your voice to the conversation. It is Straight Talk Live on Echo FM, the newspaper review segment of the People's Program. So the phone lines officially open 0911 20022 or 0707 4541 Who they my line? Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Comrade Firebar.
Comrade Firebar is starting the show today for us. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, something you mentioned now.
Okay.
Makes me wonder where we are going. By the Nigerian Constitution,
okay,
we don't pay tax on pension.
Okay.
And a man who has retired and is a pensioner,
okay,
must he get tax payer's number? And if he's going to get it, will it be given free to him? Or will he use now part of his pension money to pay for it? Wouldn't that be taxing pension? And normally, there are people who are exempted from tax. University students have bank accounts, but they may not pay tax because they are not working. They are somebody's ward.
Okay.
Are all the bank accounts going to be closed?
Policy without thinking. Thank you very much. These questions are very, very
exempted
important.
from tax because of their age.
Okay.
If that person has some children who send in money Is it not supposed to have bank accounts? Would they be bringing the money by cash? So really, what is it? Where are we going?
Well,
because some of these things they say.
Come back, to be fair to them, they say taxable, people who are taxable. So it means they are, the language is taxable people. It is not like every Nigerian must have a tax identification. They say every taxable Nigerian. It means pensioners cannot be included, students cannot be, minors cannot be included, because I may decide to open this account for my son. So he doesn't need to pay tax.
Beautiful. When you have said it this way, it looks very good. By your constitution, pension is supposed to be reviewed every 5 years.
Yeah.
In Imo State, it has not been reviewed since 2003. That's about 22 years ago. Recently, we were told, and the constitution demands that each time their salary increase, there has to be harmonization of pension. Even this government announced they were increasing the money of pensioners. Are you aware that pensioners' money has not been increased in Imo State? Are you aware that pensioners are always paid in arrears in Imo State? So I continue counting. So it is not to say, because who do you define as taxable? Because when you get to a particular age, you become taxable, then you can talk about being exempted. So these policies that are just being joked out there, it's just, okay, let me tell you another thing that I heard, and I say, Haba. There's an announcement going very seriously in Imo State that those who have land, their title deeds will have to be revalidated. Does it include those who had their own last week? Is there no duration in this thing? When does this thing expire? Somebody takes land, you give somebody land, you give it 95 years, and then somewhere along the line, you say you are revalidating. Revalidating means that it has lost validity. How do you reconcile such statements? Now, people are giving identity cards as pensioners, and somebody calls them out again for verification. So there has been so many irregular and contradictory things happening that we are now wondering. I mean, why I'm saying this is so that let them clear. Are pensioners now included? Are university students included? Are those sick in hospitals included? Who are the real people that they call taxpayers? They should define them properly. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Comrade Firebar, for that beautiful question mark there on this policy of taxation. If you don't pay your tax, they would really make sure that you don't see any bank account. But unfortunately for Nigerians, it is what it is. We just have to deal with what it is. And of course, if you are a pensioner, don't worry, we're looking at that. The land matter, we are still taking our time to deal with the land. We are still trying to get the commissioner when he comes back to explain. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Barry Cosmos.
I greet you. Welcome aboard.
Thank you very much. I am very happy to hear your voice this morning.
Thank you. Welcome aboard.
God bless you. So, this tax this morning is a very controversial issue that even I, I've been listening to your station, and this particular one is just busting my brain because I'm account soon, and they're telling me that I'll have to get, I don't know what they call it, but it's very, very complicated as it looks, because the country now, policies are being checked without being reviewed properly.
Yeah.
And something that blows our minds all over.
All right. You didn't tell us your name.
Okay, my name is Jester Steven. I'm calling from Amakoya.
All right. Thank you very much, Jester. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Wow. Let's get some messages. Chigudla says, good morning, Sabari. Thanks for bringing this topic. You are doing well in this, your field. One bottle of United. I will pay. Okay. Have a great weekend, sir. Hala Witty, Hala United. Okay, no worry. Carry the go. Good luck. You just banter me all this way because Chelsea, they give you maths. I'll be no hala. Good morning.
Good morning, Buddy Cosmos.
I greet you. Welcome aboard.
It's your friend Chikodi.
Chikodi, how buddy?
No bad, my dear brother.
Carry go.
Okay, Buddy Cosmos.
Yes, sir.
You can remember what I told you about a month ago.
Yeah.
About Muslim Sharia court, federal government, court, no Christian court. Have you seen it now? Because I heard the comment the Muslim cleric make this morning when you have been playing the video, the video. Okay. Now, you see the country we are at. There's nothing is moving. Then the Muslim people want to clear the whole world. Say that there are Muslim. Then no Christian. You see what is going on? Then they want to Islamic everybody, to force everybody to become a Muslim. It cannot be possible. Then, is it not the same God who created them, created us?
All right, we will talk about that later on in the show. I mean, we're still in the newspaper review. That's the conversation, all right?
So, when you play that video, I will get angry because this country has been tired me. If God can able to open ground so that everybody should fall inside, so that everybody should forget about this earth.
Thank you, Chikade. Thank you very much.
Happy weekend, my dear brother.
Happy weekend.
Try to play that music for me. Be happy. Be happy.
Don't worry, be happy. Thank you very much. Dr. Mrs. Sima Olebra from Owerri on our YouTube says democracy is meaningless if there is no opposition. We cannot kill opposition in this country because their roles are indispensable. We all cannot belong to one political party because if we do, who then will question the government of the day and hold it accountable? If everybody joins one political party, who will check the excesses of the ruling party? Who then will act firmly on behalf of the common masses and fight for their common interests and grievances? Let the kite perch and the eagle too. Thank you very much, Dr. Mrs. Lebera, for your message. That is on our YouTube. Please send in your message, and of course, we will read them out live. Okay, I told you at the beginning of this program, I know that some people will get very angry for various reasons. This is not to get you angry. This is to inform you and, of course, raise the consciousness of certain things probably you have been overlooking, and that's our job to make sure you do. Remember. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. Welcome aboard.
How are you doing today?
I'm very good. Thank you.
My name is Samuel. I come from Nazi.
Sammy from Nazi. It's been a while.
Yeah. Your this is not clear again.
Yes, we've been telling you that we are doing our mast. We are maintaining a lot on that mast. Of course, we don't want to have catastrophe that will keep us off air for months. So we just have to use this 2 weeks to really, really fix it. All right. So everybody just calm down. I believe by this time next week, we should be rounding up with that maintenance. And of course, we have children party this Sunday, and there are certain things we have to wait for it to finish before we commence. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Just manage us for now and join us online if you cannot hear.
Okay. It's okay.
Okay. Very good.
U.S. seizes Nigerian what?
Vessel.
Yeah,
an oil vessel suspected of oil theft. Yes.
For alleged drug trafficking, right?
Yes, drug trafficking, oil theft, and smuggling, and financing of terrorism and all that. So many things in one person.
Barry.
Sir.
Did you remember when this man entered government, where then they bombed vessels on top of water? Yeah, Nigeria gets series of movies where you never watch. Then plenty, the season not the finish. Now only God will finish. They go put to stop the seasons of films where Nigeria don't they produce. Nigerian government people, politicians, then get many of the movies where we never watch, then based in their stock. Okay. Yeah, these government people, now only what thing they show you, you go see.
Abi?
Then they do dirty work, dirty business all around the corner, and the thing they move for them.
All right.
Because of what? There's no system to judge them or to take them. The masses know they talk, will they bear them anyhow. That is why, you see, until you start hearing that U.S. have begun to seize properties belonging to Nigerian politicians and arresting them. Okay. One day you will hear that they are being arrested one after the other. That's why so many of them, they don't near the U.S. today. Because they know that they have deputies in their cupboard. Okay. My brother, may the soul of the deputy governor rest in peace.
Amen.
God bless your day, sir.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. All right, you are just listening to Echo FM 100.7 right here in the city of Owerri. It is the newspaper review of what's going on in Nigeria and abroad. So, people of God, let's continue the conversation. Keep the calls coming, 0911 20,022. Hello, good morning. Hello, who's on my line? Okay, you're already. Good morning.
Good morning, Oga Barry.
I greet you. Welcome aboard.
On your paper review, you can see that thing that why President Trump designates Nigeria as a country of particular concern.
Okay.
You can see those things are coming out now gradually. And this Muslim ticket should not occur again by 2027.
Okay.
What you are seeing is just a tip on iceberg.
Okay.
I'm telling you, when America is telling you something is about to happen, don't argue with them. So I feel Nigerians are seeing why Trump is designating us as a country of particular concern.
Okay.
By that oil vessel and all these things that have been operating for the past 20 years, and the government said that they don't know. So I feel whose responsibility should it be now? Because there's a time it will reach now. If you're a Nigerian in the US, you will be arrested.
All right.
So they should. President Bola Tinubu is not fighting corruption in Nigeria. All his interest is in 2027. Him and Wike, all their plan and the Jude Obada is to conquer every state by 2027. While things are getting wrong, ordinary citizens are being killed in every part of this country. And he never cares to see his responsibility as commander-in-chief to protect the commoners, if not. So I feel,
thank you.
what do we bring us a new leader by 2027? And there should be no Muslim ticket 2027.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, Nigerian oil output dropped to 1.486 million barrels per day in November. That is coming from OPEC, as the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, has said that Nigeria's oil output, excluding condensate, dropped by 0.7% to 1.486 million barrels. That's less than 1.5 million barrels per day in November, from 1.496 million barrels per day produced in October. All right, that one is for the business people. So we are not meeting up our OPEC quota. That's what it means. Good morning.
Good morning, Barry, my very good friend.
Good morning, Chief Jude.
This morning.
I'm good. Welcome aboard, Chief.
Yes. Well, Barry, let me talk about maybe some people insinuating that our country is heading to a one-party state. Well, you see, it is not a fault of the government. It's not the fault of those who are even decamping massively into APC. It is because the Englishman says that where the body is, there the egos will gather themselves. And like you and I knows, Barry, everybody, including us, they want to join a winning team. Nobody wants to join a losing team. I think the reason is because, the APC-led government in the country is performing very, very unprecedentedly very well. Very well. And that's why everybody wants to join APC, to become more relevant in the next political situation of this country. That is the way it is. And according to Shakespeare, in one of his books, I quote, "If music be the tune of love, so play on. If actually this is what is going to lead us to a one-party state, so be it. Because, united they say we stand and divided we fall. And I'm looking forward to a situation where this arrangement, this situation will be the case, so that the National Assembly will now work in synergy with Mr. President and then pass all people's-friendly legislations and then engage in oversight function. Because some people are not believing that a good legislator is one that conforms
Thank you.
anytime. Without knowing that it's one that is energizing with him to pass people-friendly and engage in oversight function. So, Barry, my good friend, think about it. Like I keep telling you, come into APC and become more
Come and be going, Chief. Chief Jude. All right. Thank you very much. Today, I don't want to banter with you. I don't have time. Good morning.
Good morning, Barry.
Good morning. Welcome aboard. Name and submission.
Yeah, this is Sunday who calls from Christchurch.
Okay, Sunday from Christchurch. Go ahead.
Yes, the tax, whatever. Yes, I want to say, okay, what's the value-added tax that almost all Nigerians pay on goods and all that? Because even most of these goods are expired. Most times, yeah, we Nigerians don't even take cognizance of that. But yet, we pay tax on that.
Okay.
Okay. Now, do you know that, in fact, if you do a survey, you find that many Nigerians are not working who have accounts. So, where are you taxing them from? From which of the job have you provided that you not get this tax from them? Honestly, I thought this government should have sat down, do a lot of research and all that, and look for a way to settle this issue. Instead of just rushing out and bringing out a reform that will cause a lot of problems.
Right.
Honestly, I haven't seen the end of this, but I just pray that we find a amicable solution to it. Thank you, Mr. Barry.
Thank you very, very much, people of God. God bless you this morning. Just before we go on our commercial break, I want to remind everybody that the Kiddie Santa Fiesta is coming up this Sunday here at Echo FM at number 4 at Joku Street here in Owerri. Please, if you have not gotten your ticket, hurry now and get your ticket because it's gradually coming. It's 2 days to that particular event. So everybody, hurry now. It's the biggest Christmas party for our children. And after that, we will be singing Jingle Bells everywhere. Make sure you are here. Please, parents, if you're bringing your child, make sure you stay and see what they're doing. Don't come dump children and go away. That wouldn't be a nice thing to do. All right, let's just see if we can rush out these messages before we go. We have this other one. Says, the vessel seized by U.S. is an eye-opener to us. Christians should sit up. Enough is enough in this country called Nigeria. Evangelist Obiora from Katol. Thank you very much, Evangelist. We also have Comrade Abe Chidi. Oh, boy, which of this message is current now? Okay. So many of these newspapers Abe Chidi is sending to me this morning. How do I get it? Okay, I think it says, firstly, Imo State government should disband the dreaded. Okay, this is, thank God it's Friday. It says, firstly, Imo State government should disband the dreaded illegal tiger-based police now. Second, the state government should improve upon grassroots security agencies like former Governor Owele Anayoricha Sokorocha. Finally, the both community president, generals, and traditional rulers must intervene in our localities to ensure security, lives, and property. Thank God it's Friday. All right, Comrade Abe Chidi, I've always told you that comment on news we have shared, not the one you want to share. I've told you a lot of times, most of the times when I see it, I just overlook it, and then you do it over and over again. Please, we want to steer our conversation in a particular direction, not in the way everybody wants. All right, we'll go to our commercial department to bring you commercials, and then we'll head to our news department to bring you the news update at 10. Remember, we will be discussing on the Islamization or Islamophobia as it concerns insecurity rising, as well as the alleged genocide of Christians in Nigeria. Don't touch a dial. We'll be right back.
It's the sound of the city. 100.7.
December is finally here. Echo FM is one. Owerri, are you ready? Join us as we celebrate our 1-year anniversary. We have lots of fun activities and giveaways planned just for you. On Sunday, 7th of December, it will be Echo FM and Fans Football Fiesta. Venue, Old Stadium Owerri off Tetler Road. Time, 1 p.m. Entry is free. On Sunday, 14th of December, it will be be the Echo FM Kiddies Santa Fiesta. Venue, Echo FM premises at the King Square, number 4 at Joko Street off Redwood Road and close to the old stadium of Tetlow Road. Time, 1 p.m. Ticket amount for children, regular 5,000 naira. Ticket amount for party excursion, 10,000 naira. Amount for pageant forms, 10,000 naira. On Sunday, 21st December, our anniversary day, it will be the Echo FM Married and Smingle Show. Venue, Benchmark Hotel at number 12 Odobi Crescent, Ikenegbu, Owerri. Time, 1 p.m. Ticket amount for singles, 3,000 naira. Ticket amount for couples, 7,000 naira. You can purchase your tickets at Echo FM located at the King Square, number 4 at Joko Street of Redwood Road, Owerri, or pay into the company account, which is 1898340588. 1898340588. 1898340588. Bank Access Bank. Account name, The King Holistic Communications Network Limited. Share your receipt on our WhatsApp number 0707 491 3438. 0707 491 3438. 0707 491 3438. Don't miss out on the fun. See you there.
Wow! Another exciting news from the Imo State Public Service. Have you heard about the recertification of landed property in government layouts in Owerri? Great news indeed. Now listen. In line with Part 2, Section 3D of the Imo State Lands Administration and Geographic Information Service Agency Establishment Law 2025, the government has scheduled the recertification of all landed property in government layouts across the state. Be informed that the recertification exercise will commence with a resurvey of landed property in layouts under the Owerri schedule. This exercise is scheduled to begin on Monday, the 8th of December 2025. Also be aware that accredited land surveyors will be on site to collect the necessary data for the recertification process, which will lead to the issuance of new certificates of occupancy (CFO) to eligible plot owners. Wow, isn't this exciting? Again, all allottees and plot owners are kindly requested to cooperate fully with the survey teams to ensure a smooth and successful exercise. Be compliant. Don't waver. It is for our collective benefit. Declan Emelumba, Commissioner for Information, Public Orientation and Strategy, Imo State, announcer.
It's the sound of the city. Echo 100.7.
This week to help those in need.
If you know that it's God Almighty that created you and created we Nigerians like you need to do good things for us because the masses are suffering. How you can suspend me here? Are we your slaves? I am going to win this election. That is the truth.
Stay informed with Echo FM 100.7. Join us for exclusive interviews with experts, breaking updates on local and global events, and in-depth coverage of issues impacting our community. Tune in every weekday at 6:30 a.m., 12 noon, 2 p.m., and 6 p.m. for our major news bulletin in English, Igbo, and Pidgin language. For more inquiries, you can reach us through our email, echofm@thekingmail.com. You can follow us on our social media handles at Echo FM. Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. We are the Fresh News People.
Catch up with the latest news updates on Echo 100.7 FM Owerri.
Hello, good morning and welcome to the news update on Echo 100.7 FM, the station with fair and balanced reporting. Here are the latest stories we're keeping tabs on. The federal government has approved the recruitment of over 94,000 security personnel to strengthen the fight against insecurity nationwide. 50,000 constables will be enlisted by the Police Service Commission beginning December 15th, while the Army, Navy and Air Force will also expand their manpower. The recruitment follows President Bola Tinubu's declaration of a national security emergency aimed at boosting operational capacity across all security agencies. Security analysts and state governors welcome the initiative, but stress the need for transparent and merit-based selection to avoid politicization. They cautioned that without proper training, equipment, and coordination, increased numbers alone would not address Nigeria's complex security challenges. Many also reiterated the call for state police as a long-term solution. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Toga, has confirmed that the Nigerian soldiers aboard a military aircraft that made a forced landing in Burkina Faso remain detained in the country. The aircraft carrying 11 personnel was accused by the Confederation of Sahel States of violating Burkinabe airspace, with the regional bloc warning against further incursions. Mali's junta leader, Assimi Goita, insisted the landing breached international law. The forced landing occurred while Nigerian troops were assisting Benin to prevent a coup attempt. The Nigerian Air Force clarified that the C-130 aircraft was on a ferry mission to Portugal and posed no threat. Diplomatic efforts are underway to secure the release of the soldiers and de-escalate tensions between both nations. Peter Obi, the Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidate, has criticized the current administration, alleging that there are more Yahoo people within government than outside it. Obi made the remark while delivering a keynote address at the 4th graduation ceremony at Nexford University. He said Nigeria's leadership must demonstrate integrity and accountability if the country is to overcome its economic and social challenges. Obi urged young graduates to uphold ethical values and contribute to national development, despite the shortcomings of those in power. In Rivers State, House of Assembly Speaker Martins Amawole has accused Governor Siminalayi Fubara of excluding lawmakers from governance, creating room for renewed political unrest. He dismissed claims that FCT Minister Nyesom Wike avoided peace meetings, saying several reconciliation sessions had already taken place in Abuja and Port Harcourt. He further alleged that the governor has been running the state without legislative consultation. Amawole also accused Governor Fubara of spending funds from the 2024 and 2025 budgets without proper approval and abandoning earlier agreements. He claimed that over 600 billion naira remaining after emergency rule was being mismanaged and allegedly used to influence lawmakers. He urged the governor to embrace responsible leadership to prevent further strain on residents. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has filed an 8-count charge against former Minister of Labour and former Anambra State Governor Chris Ngige. The charges filed at the FCT High Court in Gwarimpa allege that Ngige abused his ministerial office by awarding contracts worth billions of naira to associates and linked companies between 2015 and 2023 while supervising the NSITF. The EFCC claims the contracts, which involved consultancy, supplies and construction, were unlawfully awarded to companies such as Sezimo Nigeria Limited, Zytacom Nigeria Limited, Jeff and Zrees Limited, and Old English Consolidated Limited. Ngige is expected to be arraigned on Friday following his arrest in Abuja. In business, Dangote Petroleum Refinery has received its second crude oil shipment from Ghana as the facility reduces reliance on European imports ahead of scheduled maintenance. The November cargo, which includes Sankofa grade, complements Nigerian crude varieties and brings average intake to 380,000 barrels per day, about 30% lower than summer volumes due to planned unit outages. Despite reduced intake, the refinery assured Nigerians of uninterrupted fuel supply during the festive period. It pledged to deliver 1.5 billion litres of petrol between December and January, supported by steady daily output of up to 50 million litres. The refinery says West African grades offer faster delivery and greater operational flexibility. On the foreign scene, the United States has imposed sanctions on 6 ships transporting Venezuelan oil following the seizure of the tanker Skipper, which Washington accused of engaging in illicit crude shipments. The operation carried out by U.S. troops and the USS Gerald Ford aircraft carrier also targeted associated relatives of President Nicolas Maduro. Venezuela condemned the siege as an act of piracy and accused the U.S. of attempting to steal its national resources. President Maduro vowed that his country would never be reduced to an oil colony. While U.S. officials insist the sanctions aim to disrupt illegal oil trade, believed to fund narco-terrorism. In sports, Super Eagles head coach Eric Chell has released his final 28-man squad for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations, cutting down the initial list of 50 players. Top stars such as Victor Osimhen, Wilfred Ndidi, Ademola Lookman and Samuel Chukwueze made the list, with players drawn from clubs across Africa, Europe and Asia. Former captain William Truth Ekong was excluded following his recent retirement from international duty. The squad features 3 goalkeepers, 11 defenders and 9 midfielders and 9 forwards, reflecting a balanced blend of youth and experience as Nigeria intensifies preparations for the continental tournament. And that's all for the news update at 10, edited by Benjamin Joseph. For more information and inquiries, visit our social media platforms on Facebook at Echo FM, X at Echo FM _Owerri, Instagram at Echo FM 100.7, YouTube at Echo FM 100.7. You can listen to us anywhere in the world by clicking on www.echofm.net. I am Best Beauty Gorinfa. Thank you for listening and good morning.
It's the sound of the city. Echo 100.7. Every day,
every hour,
every minute,
and every second,
breaking news occur
from our villages,
in our cities,
new government policies,
the economy,
politics,
social news,
entertainment news,
security concerns.
We, the people, converge
to analyze,
separating facts from fiction,
lies and truth.
We dissect,
we integrate,
we harmonize,
we criticize,
and we bring you all the juicy details.
Live on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. It is Straight Talk.
Straight Talk.
Straight Talk on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri.
Shall I begin? I am your host. I am your anchorman. I am the presiding bishop of this ministry, and I am awesome. My name is Barry Cosmos, the Radio Marshal, the Buruburu One on radio, the Okenze on radio, your big brother on radio. I am the main event, and I am here.
Live on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. Ready?
Echo FM 100.7, the fresh news people.
Therefore, on behalf of all the 40 Islamic organizations that form the Zamfara State Muslims League, we hereby state the following. 1. We in Zamfara State are more than 99% Muslims. We were the first to implement the Sharia system in 1999. We want all and sundry to know that we are comfortable with the system and we will never allow it to be tampered with. 2. The request of Dr. Obadere is not based on any expertise, but on biasness and Islamophobia. 3. The U.S. has no business meddling in the international affairs of our country, or act as a custodian of a certain religion, or start a new crusade against Islam, with Nigeria as its first victim. 4. We emphatically affirm that Muslims in Nigeria will not stand by and look while a foreign power dismantles the Sharia system just to make some anti-Islamic Christians happy. We know that America has been sponsoring Zionist terrorism in Palestine and the genocide of Muslims. We are also ready to pay the price the Palestinians are paying if America should decide to come to Nigeria to dismantle Sharia. 5. We are calling on President Bola Tinubu to treat carefully. He should remember that he rose to power on the goodwill of Sharia-loving Muslim population of this country. 6. We also call on Muslim representatives in the Senate and the House of Representatives never to allow themselves to be used for the achievement of crooked objectives detrimental to the interests of those they represent. 7. We call on our governors and members of the respective houses of assemblies not to relent or give in on this matter. They must stand firm and ensure our freedoms in a sovereign Nigeria. We are also using this medium to appeal to our northern governors, especially the Sharia compliant states, to intensify efforts in protecting, safeguarding, and promoting the Sharia legal system in their respective states. 8. It is time for our traditional rulers to stand up and talk. The labor of our leaders past shall never be in vain. 9. Our ulama and imams must stand. Finally, we call on all Muslims in Nigeria to be ready to defend our religion and the Sharia system, whatever it takes. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jews, Christians, as well as polytheists, they will be in the hellfire forever. Why? Because they are the sharrul bariyah. They are the worst of the creation. There's no room whatsoever to allow non-Muslims to believe we are okay with them. Christians are pagans, like Abu Lahab and Abu Jahl. It's not a nice word to be called a pagan. They think they're believers, but they're not believers. Our wala, allegiance, is for the Muslims, and our bara, being free, is from the non-Muslims. I, Abu Samad Dahibi, say to you, I don't pledge my allegiance to any African flag. I don't pledge my allegiance to any non-Muslim. I don't pledge my allegiance to my African American people who are non-Muslims. I pledge my allegiance to Allah Azza wa Jalla. My allegiance is
what we as Muslims want to implement here in the United States. We believe the Constitution should be replaced by the Quran.
First move that I will do, I will abolish the Constitution and I will establish the only logical and rational Constitution, which is the Quran and the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Slavery is not something that Muslims should be ashamed of. Slavery in Islam is true. Prisoners of wars, non-Muslims, disbelievers, we enslave them. Oh, this is against human rights. This is human rights. How? He is a slave. He's like an animal being sold and bought and not having rights. Yes, but this is for him.
Echo FM 100.7, the fresh news people.
Welcome back to the show, people. This is, of course, Echo FM 100.7. It is Straight Talk, no bending corners, of course, and we here are telling it the way it is. Welcome back to the conversation. You just had the voice of loads and loads of Islamic imams, preachers, scholars, or whatever they call themselves, and the kind of rhetorics that they are proposing. Now, the question is again, is this Islamization or Islamophobia? Is this trying to preach to the people or trying to enforce the Quran and enforce the Islamic law? Is this Sharia law? So these are the questions that I keep boggling my mind and every other person. So today we want to take a look at this. Now, what are the implications of comments like this? When people keep making rhetorics like this, and when they are talking, they are preaching to millions of people. Is this not a way of radicalizing people, bringing up more and more extremist view of what Islam is, and why is the government allowing it to flourish? Is this, of what you just heard, kind of talk, is that what Islam is meant for? I don't think so. I know for a fact that that's not what Islam is. Well, they say Islam is a religion of peace. But in those words, that says slavery is good for non-Muslims, that you enslave them. They are just like animals who should be killed. And is it not what we see happening now in Nigeria and globally, where people are traveling, they catch them and they use knives and slaughter their throats, or use wood to break their heads? Please, if we have those videos, can you just put them up? If we can, please. Akachi, no vex. I'm going to put you for a job where if you have the videos of people who are traveling and their heads are smashed, just put them so that people would watch what we're talking about. Now, with this happening, do you really think that this is Islamophobia or this is an Islamization agenda globally? This is not about Nigeria at all. So let's look at this. Now, we treat the issue of the 40 League of Muslim League of alliances in Zamfara. What are they talking about? Sharia. And they say the Sharia law, they were the first to implement Sharia law in Nigeria, and they will resist and they will fight, and they are not afraid. America is sponsoring genocide of Muslims in Gaza and the rest of them. Now, as soon as American struck that peace deal between Israel and Gaza, we saw the Hamas killing people in the street, executing people openly. Is that what Islam is? These are the questions. I just want a lot of us to answer certain questions. Is that what it is? So we just have to talk about this. At a point in time, we need to talk about it. Now, while the Nigerian Constitution specifies that Sharia law applies only to Muslims in civil and personal matters, Human Rights Report and news coverage detail instances where Christians and non-Muslims have been subjected to false harassment, and the practical effect of Sharia enforcement mechanism, particularly the Hizbah, that is the Islamic police, in the 12 northern states that have adopted Sharia penal codes. In a secular state, we have the Nigerian secular laws, and then we have a religious law in the same country. And then we have the Nigerian police, and we have the Islamic police in the same country. How does that work? All right, now let's take a look at this. They claim that Sharia is only meant for Muslims. It's only enforced in Muslims. But we have plethora of cases where non-Muslims have been subjected to this. Now, what do you say that you go and destroy somebody's property and businesses, where the Hizbah police have forcefully entered Christian-owned hotels and bars, destroyed alcohol consignments, and raided businesses, disproportionately affecting non-Muslim livelihoods, even if the law is technically aimed at Muslims? So how do you say the Sharia is only meant for Muslims and you go ahead to do this? Now, this is the controversy in Nigerian Sharia. This is not a Muslim state. But as a federating unit, Zamfara State is one of the federating units, and they decided to choose this. So why enforce it on the non-Muslim? That's where the problem is. Okay. They also have harassment and coercion. There are also cases. Christian girls in Kano State were reportedly being stopped by Hizbah police while on their way to church and pressured to dress in a Muslim style. Is this Sharia law only applied to Muslims in this case now? Well, non-Muslims generally face pressure to adhere to Hizbah rulings in practice, despite the legal position that the law doesn't apply to them. So who is deceiving who? Now, is it right for the United States to be calling Nigerian government to disband Sharia law in Nigeria? Because we are a secular state. Do you agree with the U.S. to disband that? I wish I would have some Muslim people that will call in and then tell me, talk to us. Let's get to hear this. These are facts happening. It's not like hearsay. These are things happening, and it's everywhere. It's not that Barry Cosmos is making it up. No, it's everywhere. This happened in Kano State. People are going to church to stop them and say you must go and dress like a Muslim. So you must go and cover hair from that to that. Your religion says you must do that. My religion says I shouldn't do it. So why force me to do it? This is the problem. So if you want to coexist, do your thing, let me do my thing. Why force me to do what I don't want to do? That is the issue with this Sharia law in Nigeria. And until they fix this is going to continuously be a problem. We also have extrajudicial violence and mob action, which is happening because of the Sharia law. Well, in high-profile case of 2022, the case of Deborah Yakubu, a Christian student in Sokoto who was lynched by a Muslim mob over alleged blasphemy against the Prophet Muhammad. Well, that offense is punishable under Sharia law by death. Well, this incident, while an extrajudicial killing, was motivated by application of Sharia law principle by the mob. And up to today, nobody was held responsible. Now, this is the complicancy. This is a double standard in terms of Sharia application. So should Sharia continue to be a law in Nigeria? These are questions we're asking. I wish I have some Muslim people or Sharia people who love Sharia to answer these questions. Should we continue with this? Why is this allowed to happen and nobody's held responsible? That is another one. We also have arrest and imprisonment. Church leaders in Kebbi State were reportedly arrested and sentenced to 3 years in prison after Muslim vigilantes disrupted their worship service over a building permit dispute. Now, this one happened in Kebbi State. Are we going to deny it didn't happen? It happened. Well, the reports have noted that some of the non-Muslims arrested by Hizbah have been subjected to brutal beatings and prolonged detention. So this is another one-time case of applying Sharia in a secular state. So should we allow that to happen? So the League of these 40 Muslim groups answer the question. Are this happening or not? Then the forced conversion and abduction. This one is now the most rampant one. You either agree or you die. Where Christian girls abducted by extremist groups like Boko Haram and ISWAP have reportedly been forced to convert to Islam. One Christian girl abducted in Dapchi was reportedly kept by her captors because she refused to convert. And that is Leah Shaributi today. So, are you telling me now that Sharia is only meant for Muslims? That is the question. We also have the legal challenges to religious conversation. In a very recent case, as of late 2025, a Christian convert from Islam, Zainab in Zamfara State, is scheduled to stand trial in a Sharia court for apostasy. Remember, apostasy is one of the rules of the Islam where if you convert from Islam to Christian, well, you've committed apostasy. You'll be stoned to death. A move described by human rights advocates as a violation of the constitutional right of religious freedom. So if you are converting people from Christians or whatever religion to Islam, and you don't want Islam to convert to Christian, if they do, you accuse them of apostasy. What kind of double standard is that? So this is where the problem is. So we say one thing and do another thing. And just like I'm talking now, some of them are very getting angry that why are you even talking about it? That they don't want anybody talking about it. That's madness. But at the end of the day, this is exactly what is happening. And that's crazy. Well, these instances highlight the discrepancies between the constitutional guarantee of religious freedom and the social and political realities in some northern states, where Christians often face systemic discrimination and indirect or direct impact of Sharia enforcement. And now these people are saying that if you come in to fight bandits and terrorists, you are going against Islam. Does that make any sense to anybody? But that's what it is. Well, that is that for that. Let's also make some few analysis as it concerns the other issue of these rhetorics made by people. What are the implications of communique on that insecurity in Nigeria if we have comments like this, the one you heard right now I played? One, this is this highlights and heightened political tension everywhere. There is political tension now because of comments like this. So why is the government allowing it? We keep asking for sponsors or financiers or backers of terrorism. And somebody will come out and make statements like this and go scot-free. He's not invited. In the name of Islam, you talk anyhow. When wrong statements are issued in defense of religious policy, it creates political tension between federal authorities, state governments, and foreign partners. These are the implications. It creates political tension between federal authorities. We call on President Tinubu to do this. We call on President Tinubu to do that. The state governments will have problem with the federal government. And then the foreign and state government will have problem with the foreign partners like the United States of America because of religion. Well, I just want you to know that this is what this kind of comments and statement or communique issued by this Zamfara League would incur. We are just analyzing what they said and what are the implications. Well, they encourage hard-line rhetorics, like what you heard, slavery is good. Christians are the what? They will always remain in hellfire. Says who? Says who? I don't understand a lot of logic behind. I don't understand so many things about. I can't say because I'm not an expert in this area. But what I'm talking about is very simple. That if we keep allowing people to make this kind of comments, what are we doing? They talk and go away. Maybe as I'm talking here now, I'm putting myself into unnecessary problem, but we need to talk about it. We need to talk about it. We can't be scared of saying things that are real, because for the fact is that we are bringing in more political tension to the already high tension of Nigerian politics, where we already have a Muslim ticket that people are frowning over, and then you keep making comments like this. Well, we also have the risk of misinterpretation of these comments. The extremist elements would take this comment to mean that you're supporting their actions, and they keep going ahead. Does it mean that if somebody wants to fight terrorists, is fighting Islam? When are we going to call a spade a spade? A terrorist killing and kidnapping people, and when somebody says, I'm going to come and wipe them out, you say they are going to fight against Islam. So, are you encouraging it? Are you encouraging the killing, abduction, maiming and destruction of people's lives and property, seizure of land, sending people to IDP camps? Is this an agenda of this 40 league of Muslim groups? We talk about religion as if religion is the only thing that makes you a human. Does God fight for you or you fight for God? I don't understand. So with this now, let us also bring another angle. So when you make comments like this, the risk of misinterpretation by extremists is very high. It twists such statements as jurisdiction to resist state authority. This is another issue that we need to watch out. When you make statements like this, no, we will not allow this, we are ready to die, you did this and this, we are ready to do this, we are ready to suffer what Palestinians suffer. What are you doing? You're twisting statement as jurisdiction to resist state authority, and that's very dangerous. Well, they claim they are protecting religion, when in fact they are engaging in banditry and terrorism. This is what the extremists do. And at the end of the day, they think that they are protecting religion. You cannot use religion to be committing crime against the people, against the state, and against God. God said, "Thou shalt not kill." Your religion say, kill. The religion of Islam has not told you to go and kill. Some people interpret it to go and kill, and they kill people. This is terrible, and we need to talk about it. We need to tell the right-thinking persons that thou shalt not kill. Well, as part of comments like that, do you reduce international cooperation on security? Why Nigeria is trying to work with other Canada, US, Britain, and the rest of them to help combat insecurity. With comments like this, what do? You're also putting the whole public discourse between framed foreign interference versus sovereignty. So if somebody wants to come and interfere in what you're doing, you call the word sovereignty. So the sovereignty gives you the guarantee to kill people, go to people's land, dislodge them, send them to IDP camp, take over people's wives, cut away their goods. Does that sovereignty give you that right to do that? That's the question. And when they want to come and help protect the people, you say they're coming to protect a particular group of people. Don't they have rights to be protected? And when they say that, you say they're coming against Islam. When are we going to stop this craziness of making everything about religion? It's madness. Of recent, Peter Obi made a comment that he went to, what was that country again, Bangladesh or somewhere, and they gave the king or the prince of that, took him to his palace, and he was asking, where are the Almajiris? There was a statue of Jesus and Mary in front of his palace, the king there. And so you allowed this to happen here. He said, no, everybody is there. He said, where are the Almajiri? He said, there's nothing like Almajiri. Every Muslim and everybody is educated, so they are their office working or their workshop or doing something. Now, we use religion in Nigeria to teach some of these our young boys about Almajiri, and we keep them in the streets. You know the funniest thing? They go to school in the Islamic school, and they pay money. These guys, they collect garbage and all that, and they go sell it for 250 naira for a day or a month or week, and then they pay 200 naira for learning from these people who preach things like this. Is that not a breeding ground? Now, I was discussing with somebody who was telling me that this is a calculated attempt to keep these people this way so they can have ready-made foot soldiers when it comes to insecurity, terrorism, and all those things, people who want to recruit them. Now, these are allegations, of course. They are not, allegedly, they are allegations. I am not saying that that's what is happening, but that's, conspiracy theories will bring allegations like this. So at the end of the day, allegedly, they're saying that it's deliberately designed to keep these young people who are called Al-Majri system. They say they wander around, they learn, they search for knowledge. That's what Al-Majri is. They wander around, they search for knowledge and work for knowledge. But that is not it. That may have worked in the medieval periods. This is the 21st century, for God's sake. How would such a person survive? And when you now come and put a gun in his hand, give him authority and power to get whatever he wants, and you think he's not going to take it. Now, at the end of the day, when they do take it, insecurity comes around. And when you come down to take care of that insecurity, boy, you're attacking Islam. So this is exactly the narration that has continuously go on and on and on and on. How long are we going to continuously do this? You need to hear the hard truth. And if we can't tell you the truth, we're not doing justice to the job. These are the facts. If I'm saying anything that's not a fact, please call me and tell me, stop saying that, I'll stop. All right. Moving on, the community is in distrust and social polarization. All this kind of talk we write about strong public statement around religious identity can sometimes deepen Christian-Muslim distrust in mixed communities, a lot of mixed communities everywhere. It also politicized previously routine security operations and make dialogue and local peace building more difficult. When 40 League of Islamic groups come out to make statements like what they just did, what are you doing? Creating distrust everywhere. We need to just tell these people exactly what they're doing. This is not about religion. This is about you, your personal beliefs, and things you don't even want anybody. That is why I had to play some of those statements for you to hear that if you think I'm okay with a non-believer, I am not. You are a human being, but you don't want to be okay because of religion. How does that make sense to anybody? Well, distraction from core security challenges is another big for banditry, kidnapping, gangs, rural armed groups, terror cells like ISWAP and Jazz, Boko Haram, and the rest of them. Cattle rustling and resource conflicts. These are all things that will raise. These are all implications of comments like this. Well, in summary, that communique itself does not automatically cause insecurity, but it can influence the security environment by shaping public sentiment, political tension, and extremist narratives of what they have said. The real risk comes from misinterpretation by violent actors, which is what they always do. When you come out and make statements like this, then the extremists will now interpret it to mean something different. Even when the Quran says this, they will now misinterpret it and then do things that the Quran never intended to. So these are questions and these are things that we need to curb and make sure that we reduce everything about insecurity. For us to reduce insecurity, these are rhetorics we must curb. At this point in time, I want to let you come in. I think I've done a lot of analysis on this statement made by this and for our people. It's time for you to holler. 0911 20022 0707 454 1014. Good morning. Who in my line?
It's me, Amide Align. Good morning, Mr. Cosmos, and happy weekend.
Happy weekend to you. Is that Amma?
It's Amma.
Amma, my man. Go ahead.
Yeah. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you.
You see, I think the problem, Mr. Cosmos, is that some Islamic bigots see Islam as almighty and superior to any other aspect of life, not only religion. That is the problem. And they pass that kind of notion to the upcoming generation. That is the one. They hold it fast.
Okay.
Remember the issue of Salman Rushdie.
Okay.
And the Islamic fast. You know what then, leader, spiritual leader of Iran, how he declared him dead, wanted dead or alive. And had a balance of, I think, then $5 million on it for you can get dead or alive. This how serious we take the issue of Islamic religion. It's unfortunately our government. I remember when I was this I think we are caught while we are moving along with some northern people. So when we get to this station, they realize simply because they are from Islamic religion. They say that Islam, I don't know whether it's true that people are Islamic religion. Nobody will tell you. So that's why they realize to do. So that is the problem with our nation.
All right, thank you very much. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome aboard.
This is my sign from Okigwe.
All right, Barrister, go ahead.
I want to use this opportunity to tell Nigeria that they know what they do. Please, I'm using this opportunity to tell Trump, should come and divide this country. Let's have rest. That is the only thing. That is the only thing to solve everything in this country.
Nobody wants division of Nigeria now. We just
let
want
them come and divide this country.
Right?
Fine. Let them go and let me be. Fine.
All right. Thank you very much.
That is the only thing that can stop all this not killing region or this and that.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, keep the calls coming. 0911 20,022 or 0707 454 1014. Send us a WhatsApp message or join us live on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. Good morning.
Mr. Barry.
I agree to you.
Something bouncing back.
Okay.
From Christchurch. Yes. I would quick one, sorry. Even though I wouldn't want to use that of the Nigerian forces or whatever. The other clip you played, where the foreign persons were foreign clerics. It made me wonder. Is it the same education? The same water? I'm sure they have Western education. So for someone who has or who had Western education to be making such comments, to millions of persons, it now brings to mind what kind of religion are we practicing. Now, if you remember, I think that was last 3 years or so, that somebody was urinating at an Abuja mosque that was stoned to death or so, something like that.
Yeah.
It gives me, honestly, Barry, I'm just, honestly, this your expose this morning is just really heart-touching, because I remember in the Bible that somebody, is it Gideon's father that said, if Baal is a god, let him fight for himself.
Okay.
So if God is really God, if someone is going against, let him fight for himself. We are not God's advocates for crying out loud. Honestly, I wonder what sort of this thing we are practicing in this country, especially in Nigeria, for crying out loud. Honestly, Barry, let's tell ourselves the truth. We are these persons, the Christians and Muslims, honestly, let's tell ourselves the factual truth. We cannot coexist, honestly.
All right, thank you.
Let everybody go their own. Thank you, Barry.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
God bless you. Welcome aboard.
I'm calling from Wafa.
Okay.
So, this woman that is saying to us, see, the best thing for Nigeria is divided into North and South, Muslim, Christian. So,
Can we stop talking about divide? And this is not, it's not on the card. So let's leave what is not. Let's leave what is not attainable. Let's deal with what is attainable. Leave that matter. That matter is not feasible. It's not going to happen. So relax. Forget that angle. So just let's. Okay. Thank you. All right. Let's go to the messages on our Facebook. Chief Ben Okwano from Awaka. Chief Ben, where have you been? Says, okay, my dear Barry, the problem we have in this country is that a particular people have, over the years, given the rapt impression that this country belongs to them. For crying out loud, Nigeria is a secular state, as enunciated in the Constitution, and must be seen to be so. We are seriously playing to the gallery. All right, thank you. Bibiana Okorafo said this is purely Islamization to be achieved through that is creation of fears by killing of Christians, land grappling with grazing, etc. Imo State, the Okada riders from the north are more than the potential passengers. They have full occupation of Umuguma World Bank Junction and the entire axis within that area. We must now take action, document them, know where they live, and provide affordable means of transport for the masses. The time is now to contain the dangers of increasing number of these Okada riders. Chinyere from Mbise. Thank you very much. Bibiana Okrafa also said, please, can I have All right. Thank you. All right. We'll see about that. Onyema Du Precious says from Engineer Brave from Federal Poly. Good morning, Barry. I tire for this country. How can a group of people hold this nation ransom wherever they want is what they do? They are afraid of U.S. coming to fight terrorism because if this happens, U.S., we will fish them out. Only God will help us like people of Israel from Pharaoh. Have a nice day from Engineer Brave. Thank you very much. We have this in Alfonso Chima says, straight talk on Echo FM 100.7 over with Barry Cosmos, the Buruburu One on radio. I greet you, sir. When groups demand Sharia law across all Nigerian states, they violate Section 10's prohibition on state religion and trample on citizens' constitutional right. This is not Islamophobia. It is defending our social contract. Would Muslims accept nationwide canon law imposed by Christians? Certainly not. Yet, such calls ignore millions of Muslims who prefer secular governance and distract from urgent national issues, insecurity in Zamfara, rising poverty, and corruption. All right, thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you very much. A Muslim ticket at the national level raises further concerns as it risks sidelining other faiths, fueling religious tension, and challenging unity. Even global eyes are watching, including leaders like Trump, reminding us that polarization and religious dominance can spark unrest. Prayer. May God grant wisdom to our leaders, protect every citizen, and help Nigerians choose unity, justice, and principle over division. Alfonso Chima from Imsu Junction. Bibiana is here again. Say it is an agenda to Islamize or take over Nigeria. Is this terrible? It is not happening in Dubai. Saudi Arabia, the people of Nigeria, especially Christians, are under existential threat. Thank you very much, Bibiana, for joining us on Straight Talk this morning. All right, on our YouTube, we have Good Morning Barry Cosmos. Francis from Second Inland Road. I wonder how I could stay. Our party defeated you with all the federal might behind you, and then you join. Okay, you join in the same party that failed. This one says, I greet you, sir. May God guide our leaders, protect Nigeria, and help citizens, and choose unity, peace, and justice over division. Alfonso Chima from Imsu Junction. Thank you very much, Alfonso, for joining us. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning once more, Mr. Cosmos.
Okay, Amma, go ahead.
Yes, it's I called back. I didn't know I had a low airtime.
All right.
Yeah, you see, like as I was saying, I think the problem centers on the fact that some of them, especially the biggest among them, see Islamic religion as a serious, some phenomenon that is serious.
Speak louder so that we can hear you.
They see it as a serious phenomenon that is serious to any other thing about life. They even see it as almighty religion.
Okay.
That is even why some of them, or if not all of them, sympathize, even those of them that are committing heinous crimes, like kidnapping, banditry, and even terrorism. So you see, that is why some of them sympathize with them and support them fully. That if they attack them, they are attacking Islamic religion.
Thank you.
They call them their brothers. So, you see, that is a negative aspect of life.
Thank you very much.
You see somebody, yes, that is committing such crimes, and you see him as your brother. Okay. Thank you. I'm from Uche Street.
Thank you very much. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, my brother. How are you this morning?
I'm very fine, thank you.
My name is Pastor Smart Inachi, calling you from Owerri.
Okay.
Yes, I think there is something fundamentally wrong with our system. And it's very obvious that
our political leaders have turned blind eyes to this area. It does not matter. And that is the end of the crisis we have in this country. That thing is our leaders have not taken time to deal with religious fanaticism in this very country. Some of us have jumped into different conclusions, speculating here and there. But the problem we have is not religion. The problem we have are leaders of these various religious sects. If they would tell their followers the truth, because every religion preaches love, peace, and tolerance. Even though in the Quran there is a place where those who are not Muslims are seen as infidels. But in the same Quran, you see where tolerance and peace is propagated. But if these religious leaders begin to dwell over the Lord, those who are not Muslims are infidels. They are only raising people who have a violent love against those who are not of the same religion are set with them. Every religious leader think about the peaceful resistance of his members in the society. And not dividing them or religious divide.
Thank you.
They need to think in this direction. Because this one I see that has to do with religion in this country.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, good morning. Hello. All right, we lost that caller. Please do keep the calls coming for the last lap of the show. We have just about 2 more minutes to wrap up the program. Let me take my final caller for this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Echo FM.
Good morning to you. Welcome aboard, sir.
Yes, my name is Ahmed D. Mohammed. I'm calling from Umuguma this morning.
Okay.
Okay, I understand that the problem we are having with the Sharia is not the Sharia, but the implementation of the Sharia.
Definitely.
And the people implementing the Sharia law. If you go to Saudi Arabia today, they are one of the peaceful countries enjoying peace in the whole world. They implement the Sharia law the way God said it. But here today, you see people mishandling it, just using it anyhow to favor somebody and to just make some people feel like they are not part of us or something like that. They don't mean justice. If you find something object, something like that, you return it to where the owner will eat it, whether he's from the Islam or another faithful religion. So the problem here, the country we found ourselves since we were born, somehow the laws are not being obeyed. You see a religion leader will climb a pulpit, very aggressive, using some words that need to be cautioned. Nobody is cautioning them. Nobody is telling them the right thing to do. So that is the problem. And in this book that brought by God to us, there is none of them that come with something that you would think that we are not are not supposed to be there. But maybe it is from God. We have to obey it in a civilized way. So the problem is not the Sharia law, but the people handling it and in implementation.
Right,
even the constitution we agree to in our country today is not we are not practicing it well. So that is my understanding. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That's a good way to end the conversation. I appreciate everybody for tuning in and those of you who contributed one way or the other. Just before we go, let me take this message. This one says, good morning, Mr. Barry, the radio Mashaya Maker from MCC. Your topic this morning is an insight to what's happening or about to happen in Nigeria. Nobody is against any religion. The Constitution allows freedom of religion / speech of association. Practice yours, but never to encourage to others. The government should be able to enforce the Constitution or move for referendum for peace to reign. God bless. Thank you very, very much. You didn't send me your name. All right. This other one says, since the name appeared on the ambassadorial nominee list, Reno no longer writes about Peter Obi lesson. You don't talk when you are invited to eat. Dr. Sinazi Steel Global, thank you very much for sending in that message. All right, that's where the cookie will crumble for today. Thank you all for being part of the program. Remember, if we offended anybody with our comments here on the show, apologies to you, but we also must state the fact the truth must be told. It's our job to raise concerns where it needs to be raised. Thank you. My name is Barry Cosmos, and this is where we'll call it a wrap for today. Happy weekend to you all. The Slim Diva is next. Today, at least, when I go get Slim Diva today. Okay. Today on Friday, Abby. Ew. She Matters. She Matters is coming up next.
It's the sound of the city. Echo 100.7.
Chukwuemeka Wanchuku, popularly known as BM Priest, Big Man Priest, is a rap and Afro-pop artist. He has worked with various local artists